it's a great theory, but it just takes longer.
Yep.
And it takes an enormous amount of energy. So if you're trying to do all of that stuff and then still go to your classes every day and still get things done and your phone's beeping at you, and I just thought,
Yeah.
I know I would never, ever go back.
And I think it can be, it depends on if it's just classmates or that sort of thing. But there's also the idea of like the anonymous public who would bully any, God forbid you write a blog or something someone disagrees with, and all the death threats, because obviously you will say much more because you are anonymous.
Yes.
And I can say, oh, okay, I know that this is just a troll. He's just, probably some guy sitting in his mom's basement who's sending me daily death threats or rape threats
But it is hard on the psyche.
Yeah, you can't not feel affected, whether you logically can assume you're never going to meet this guy in person. That's always got to be on the back of your mind.
It astounds me, and I am not a parent, so I just can't believe that parents that become aware that their child is bullying another kid, that they don't absolutely make it stop. I mean, that's one thing I can unequivocally say, that had I had children, if I would have gotten one whiff of that kind of behavior, the kid wouldn't have left the house.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Wouldn't have left the house.
I mean, but you can hide things. You can have separate accounts, this and that, and it's really, really hard. And then a lot of folks just don't want to believe that that their darlings would do anything bad. And some, I mean, really, I think the majority of parents do their damnedest to make sure that their kid gets help if they're being bullied, or takes responsibility for what's going through there. But there's never going to be 100%. It's always going to be tough. It's going through there. Even before there was, social media, there were some parents that didn't give a damn, and they were probably bullying their own kids.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, let's go to perversion. This is boring. This is not boring. It's depressing, actually. Bot marriage. This absolutely cracks me up. This and the fact that this is coming out of China, and I don't know why it amuses me even more, but to love, honor, and upgrade was the promise. And I am going to butcher this poor man's name, and I apologize in advance, but this is a 31-year-old artificial intelligence engineer from Hangzhou, China, and his name is Zhang something. Okay. Zhang. And he built Fembot last year. And he named her Yin Yang, and he married this lucky little piece of electronics in an informal ceremony. And he says that she can identify Chinese characters, images, and say a few simple words, but she can only communicate with him. And this is kind of funny. He made her the official spokesperson of his company, but she can only voice recognize him. So I think he needs to download some more whatever to make that a little more, So it's a great PR stunt for the company. And he just wanted to get his parents off his back and say that he had a wife. So there is an actual bot marriage over there, and he's building these things. And it's a pretty amazing looking piece of electronics, you guys. I mean, they're getting crazy. I mean, it's starting to freak me out a little bit. Megan, I know you've always been nervous.
I've always been nervous.
No, that was, sometimes technology I think is a little creepy like this, and other times it's really cool, because when we were on break, my daughter was communicating with folks in Palm Springs and in Amsterdam and Paris and in China, where she had friends that were traveling for school trips and for family trips. Okay. And we went down to Mexico. And it was just so there was a really good use, because they were showing pictures. What did you do? We saw the Chinese warriors today, or we went to the thing, and Francis was I went to Chichen Itza, and I saw some Mayans, and it was so that was pretty cool. That was a really good use of technology and a really good use of positive, technology and teens being pleasant to each other.
That's cool.
And then there's someone that marries the robot.
And is I want to embody all of the slippery slope arguments against gay marriage. Well, you gays can get married. I'm going to marry my toaster oven.
Fine, go ahead. Really, honestly, just keep this person away from other humans. If that's what they're going for, I'm perfectly.
I guess suppose there would be no problem with marrying. Although when you get to the really tricky area of if it needs like they get so advanced you need consent, and then what if your robot turns you down? I thought of that when we were here. You were talking about the robot that need to be romanced and stuff before.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
all I could think of is if this robot requires consent, can you rape it? Mm-hmm. That's all I could think of when we were talking that story. It just took a weird turn in my head, and I was like, "No, if it has to say yes, what do you do if it says no?" And that, that was a dark tangent. I needed to go down.
But
it's going to get darker in a minute.
But honestly, I mean, I can see that because if they needed to be romance, I'm like, isn't the point to some extent of masturbation is that you don't have to deal with any
right,
of that?
Exactly. If I wanted to romance someone, I'd just be in a relationship. Jesus.
I know.
I'm not buying my vibrator flowers.
Right? Like, come on, man.
Well, most of them are pretty enough, though, for flowers. They're pretty as flowers. Oh, my God. We have some pretty things in.
Oh, some of those blingy things that you've brought in lately. You have to go live next show.
Oh, wow.
We haven't done that in a while.
Well, we've had a few things in, but yeah. Well, I'm also, with all this.
Oh, my God. We should bring the drill dough.
What? The drill dough? Is this a new power tool?
Yes, it is. It is a saw that you can attach multiple sized.
Well, that's the Sawzall one. They have the separate ones. By the way, you just don't put a dildo on the end of a Sawzall. Just don't do that. They're modified. No. These are all modified tools. We can bring
right. I suppose it is technically a drill.
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we've had both. And stuff like that. We should.
I can't believe we had to say don't put a dildo on a Sawzall. We actually had to say
people have done it.
Yeah.
And not shockingly, saw blades cut through latex, cyber skin, TPT, whatever material it's made out of. It's gonna cut through it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Happy story quick. So Spanish region of Castile, which you've probably been there, haven't you? Because you were in Spain. And Leon?
Did I hit that area? No, Leon? I don't think I did. Yeah, well, mostly Toledo, went a little bit south, and I ended up Barcelona, though. I have to admit, technically, I was a little drunk in Barcelona, so I need to go back and see if I remember.
Yeah. Well, there's footage making away. I think I've got the link for it to the Great Northern Sex Cast page, and it's managed. The railings are strategically placed. This couple's having sex on a balcony, and it's making its way around the world, and it's actually quite hot. So this is some decent, actually romantic-looking amateur porn. I thought I'd mention that. Throw that out there. Megan sent me, this is hilarious, the BDSM dollhouse equipment.
I just had
Did you look at that?
To glance at it, but I did not really was able to get into it. I'm like, oh, this is so cute.
Teeny little handcuffs and chains.
They're amazing.
I mean, when Sport Sheets, and they do this a lot, they'll send us giveaway stuff. A lot of times it's little tiny whip keychains. I'm like, oh, this is so cute. Oh my God. So it got even tinier. And I'm looking at it. I clicked through really, it's like the big picture, and I'm like, oh.
It's also kind of an interesting article, just like a little bit, but like the history, you know, like I think the dollhouses used to be like what is now crazy cat ladies from the sounds of it. Like back, they were like women would, old spinster maids would collect dollhouses. You know, they weren't actually for children. That was kind of a more recent shift.
I'm about to sneeze.
I actually had, it was kind of cool. When I was probably about 9, I got it in my head that I wanted a dollhouse because I wanted to make wallpaper. I was really into my markers. Okay. So my brother, my sister's husband, my sister's quite a bit older, my brother-in-law made me a cool dollhouse that looked just like their house. Oh. And I made my own wallpaper for it and decorated it. And I have to tell you, that was one of the more entertaining hobbies that I had at that age. And my mom said, well, isn't that a little young for you? And I'm like, I'm interior designing here. Excuse me.
Right.
This is not like, do you see any dolls? It's all just fucking furniture, Mom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, there are, is it the Chicago Institute of Art? Someplace has a collection of miniature rooms where people have done period rooms. And
it's amazing.
Just stunning.
Although I would look at that and be like, oh God, I want to play Godzilla so bad.
I have to admit, you sort of look at something and go, you can just go squish.
But that stuff is so expensive.
Now there would be something if you could rent, if you had a room and you like a ball, stuff like that, and you could, rent a Godzilla suit. And tramp through things. It would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
I can see that. I understand this concept.
That would be actually fun. Kind of like the sumo fighting suits and Godzilla.
Yep.
Be kind of fun.
Well, I'm glad that dolls can get kinky now.
Yeah.
They're really, you got to look at this stuff. It's extremely artistic. And Etsy is where you can find a bunch of artists that do this, by the way.
Well, Tom of Finland has action figures that have, mind you, they have, and Tom of Finland is a artist who does male figures that are ultra masculine, usually a lot of leather, but they made action figure dolls. And here's the part that gets me. Not only is there penis and testicles that you can change on these dolls, they have different feet.
What do you mean?
Little tiny different feet that you can put on and off the dolls. Because I was looking at their website years ago, and not only did they have multiple, penises that you could choose or buy. But there was multiple feet.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like,
okay.
It's something that I missed, but it just made me. But the artwork is. I ran across it because when I was looking I like the human figure as art. Some people like landscapes or this or that, animals. I like the human figure. So I found some really nice female nude art and different things for my home, and I wanted some male nude art.
Yeah.
But most of it's just like 70s porn, and I had to really search. And I found a really nice painter.
She's got that Burt Reynolds picture from last week.
And I'm just laughing because I ended up finding a South African artist who did some beautiful male nude paintings, and I have original art, at a Paris art gallery. And it was the first time I ever wired money to another country. I have no idea what I'm getting, but I got 3 pieces of painting. So now my downstairs bathroom is where the male nude art is.
Cool.
Because I'm like, I think equal opportunity nudity.
Absolutely. I should take a picture. I have a really cool a nude that I got. Have you guys ever been to Jerome, Arizona? It's outside of Sedona. It used to be a mining town. It is built into the side of a hill. Yeah. It's the darndest, craziest thing you've ever seen. Have you ever been?
I went to school in Flagstaff, but only for a semester. I didn't have a car, so I didn't have a chance to sit down over the areas and stuff like that.
You guys would, Meg, especially you, as artsy and creative, and all of you guys. I think every single one of my fantasy gifts buddies would love this place because it's just nuts. Anyway, but it's an artist colony now, and it's just the coolest damn thing. But I have it's actually ceramic, but it looks like patinaed copper, but it's actually painted to look that way. So it's actually ceramic, but it's a woman laying on her back, a nude, and it's 2 pieces. And I bought it in Jerome, about 18 years ago now. And it is still my absolute most favorite piece. I've never seen anything like it. And what was so funny is I went into the gallery and I saw it and I'm like, oh my God. And there was a sold sign on it. And I was like crying. Well, a couple hours later, as we were leaving town, that was the only public bathroom. I went back in and there was a guy standing by it. And I said, gosh, I'm so bummed that's sold. And he goes, the people just backed out. And that's how I got it. So if I had not had to pee, I would
no, that's it. And that's the thing about art. You don't say today I'm going to go buy art.
Yeah.
I have never said, I've been somewhere on a trip or there's that, and I just walk by something and go, ah.
Yeah.
And there's like this noise that comes out of my face. And I was like, ugh. And I can't stop thinking about it. And sometimes, it's not handy, and I just keep coming back to it, a couple other things, and it's either that or I bought a little crystal beaver, really, it's a little crystal beaver, and that just made me laugh so hard, and I'm walking towards it because I was in Vegas and I had a mojito in my hands.
I think she was a little drunk too, if I remember correctly.
And a mojito in the other,
and I'm walking over to the Wynn or something like that, and they wouldn't let me into the pool area because I was wearing jeans.
Because you had a beaver?
No, because I was wearing jeans at the Hard Rock. And now, mind you, they were letting much younger, skinnier women and guys go into the pool wearing jeans, but not me. So I'm like, fuck you don't get any of my money.
Right.
And so I went over to the Wynn earlier where we were going to go watch Spamalot. And I'm just, like gift shops, just window shopping. And mind you, this is only my second mojito. And I drink slow. They know and I'm like, dude, and I'm like, is that a little crystal rose? Is that gerbil, and I'm getting closer, right? Because it just caught my eye. I'm like, what? Because all this, but this was just, and then I get closer and I realize it's a little tiny crystal beaver, and I busted a gut. I said, that's it, it's mine.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody says I'm going to go buy that. It's on my computer. It sits on my desk, and it makes me giggle every